Hey guys, this is Silk. Welcome to Operation A View to a Kill. This is Commonwealth turn 15. We're not currently looking at my buys just because they might change. I'm not sure if they are or not, if I get to improve factories. Yeah, they might change a little bit. We'll see. So we're just going to jump to our tech rolls is kind of why that is. So let's start. We've got Proof Construction at a 7+. That's a 2. Big shot. We have Proof Factories, also to 7+. That's 12. Well, we did get factories. It's not if our bias change or not. And then Heavy Armor at 8 and a 7. Tragic. Let me get factories, so that'll at least change FEC, I think. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Don't know this is going to change any Great Britain's buys. The fact that I can build 2 out of the FEC, I think, will let me do something. Do I care if I do that? It's the same riveting television here, guys. Sorry. What would I build with it? Obviously, I can build. Don't really need another FEC infantry. Don't have enough money to buy a transporter. Next turn, I might buy a transporter if I have the money. I can't get anywhere that matters. Yeah, I think that's going to change us for next turn, but not this turn. So, all right. Sorry about that. Just had to get some thinking done here. So we've got 39 with Great Britain. These 2 guys are actually militia upgrades. I then have a airborne for 3, an infantry for 3, and then 2 medium armor, 1 air transport. This is my heavy cruiser that's on the production chart, so it's getting finished for 5. And then we're going to lend-lease the poor Turks. We're going to send a lend-lease to Turkey of 1 infantry because I think the Russians are coming to kill them. So that is, I think, 38. Right, 4, 3, 3, so 10. That's 20 is 30, 5, and 8. Yep. And with 1. Oh, crap. FEC, meanwhile, gets 2 Gurkhas for 8. Should be a chip there. I lose the chip. Two Gurkhas for 8. 1 airborne for 3. For 11. So that leaves them with 6 left over. And then, oh, I see, he was right here. And then Anzac is poor, so they're only going to lend-lease a militia upgrade to the KMT for 2, saving 7. All right, we do actually have a whole lot of fights. They're all kind of dodgy. But it's late game. Grab whatever you can grab. Out of Western Egypt, 1 infantry moves to Cyrenaica. Out of, what is this? Tunisia, 1 infantry moves to Tripoli. I'll take that. This guy's already there. There's a few of the U.S. turns I didn't do. Took his units off the board. They died horribly. That's that. over here, 2 infantry is going to come up here into Syria, along with 2 fighters. The transport is going to drop off this British airborne into northern Iraq, which is going to get attacked with the FEC Gurkha from southern Iraq, and then the other 2 fighters from Egypt are there. Down here, I knocked them off the board. This transport in South Africa, grabs the infantry off of Cape Town, comes up here to I-4, and picks up 1 guy from Aden, and 2. Seeing that? Hopefully you guys are seeing that. This is a little right off the edge of my table here. So 1 infantry is from Cape Town, 1 is from Aden, and they're going to drop off here in Italian Somaliland, and then my medium bomber from Egypt is going to fly down and try to kill that. Over here, this transport in I-6 takes up the British infantry. It comes 1 to I-7, 2 to I-12, grabs an FEC infantry out of Siam, comes down 1 more space, puts both of them into Sumatra, and then the carrier is going to be down here, as is this heavy cruiser. And a fighter off the carrier attacks, and then all 3 fighters and the medium bomber, the Anzac medium bomber, are all hitting that. Hopefully that's enough damage to just win that fight outright, but we saw what happened with the Italians. Alright, over here, 1 British steps down from Anam Tonkin, claims Cochin China. And I believe that is all of my attacks. Quite a few for us here. It's late game. We are doing our best to keep whatever little dollar bits we can, as we're trying to keep that victory point for triumph of capitalism alive as long as we can here. Don't know it's going to last too much longer. I think the Soviets are going to start stealing up a bunch of German territory in Europe. And that's going to make it pretty hard for us to keep up with them when they get 2 to 1. But every turn we have it is another unit for the U.S. in London. That makes their logistics a lot easier. Alright, so let's do some fighting. Alright, we've got Syria. I got 2 infantry, 2 fighters. The blue is the 1s, the reds are the 6s. 9, 9, good, 4. So 1 hit, that's all we needed. He gets a shot back at 4. He rolls a 1, he hits. So 1 dead British infantry in Syria, but we do take it with a British unit. Syria goes British. All right. Next fight is in Iraq, Northern Iraq. So I've got a airborne at 2, nothing. An infantry at 1. Huh? Well, that makes me feel a little better. And 2 fighters at 6s. And they behaved. That bodes ill for my other attacks. So we do kill the Italian. We'll see if he gets to kill me back. He needs a 4. Gets a 12. So 1 Gurkha, 1 British airborne. Takes Northern Iraq. There's a British unit there. So Iraq goes British. Somaliland. We have 2 infantry at 1s and a medium bomber at 7. The blues are the 1s, the red is the 7. We get a 3 out of our bomber there. Going pretty well. He gets a 2 defending. Alright. So as awful as my dice were last time fighting the Italians, suddenly we're cleaning house, which is itself not actually meaningful. Dice don't care how they treated you previously. There's no bearings at all on what they do. Italian Somaliland goes to GBR. And last fight here. So we do have a single bombard at 2 with our heavy cruiser. We miss. I then have 5 4s. 5 4s, or 5 6s, I should say. These are fighters. 5 6s, and the red will be the 7. So 1 fighter hit, 1 bomber hit. Just skated past. He has 2 2s. Gets 1, 7, and a 2, which works just fine. So I lose the FEC there, so that I get to take it with a British piece. Okay, let's get you all around here, and we'll get back to some other things. All right. All right. Non-combat movements. This air transport flies back to Egypt. 1 infantry comes off of Egypt. Oh, guys, do I have a chip somewhere I can use? There is not. Let's see. I'll use that one. All right. 1 infantry moves from Egypt to Western Egypt. The 2 infantry and the armor go from Transjordan to Southern Iraq. The fighters, the 2 that are in Syria come back to Egypt. The 2 that are in northern Iraq. 1, 2, 3. Right, 4, 5, 6. They get to go to Maharashtra. They may, right? Or do I still want them in Egypt? I may want them in Egypt. No, I like them there. Right? Oh man, because that might want to. Yeah, the French one's there. Mostly done here. Yeah. We'll keep them in Egypt. So all 4 fighters that were in the Med stay in the Med. These guys. The Anzac fighter will land on the carrier. Other 3 fighters return to Siam. Which I think is why, yeah, I'm going to go back on myself again. I really do want these guys in Maharashtra. Just let me do other things. May move them back to the Mediterranean next turn, but I want more options. So 2 fighters Egypt, 2 Maharashtra, 3 Siam. 1 on the carrier is where the British fighters end up. And then medium bomber, he'll go to Maharashtra. The Anzac bomber, though, down here off of whatever this is, Sumatra. We're going to chase this subway. 1, 2, 3. He's going to come down to Western Australia. Just in case things get a little dicey, we're going to move the, we're going to tow this artillery there with my motorized, and we'll rail a militia from New South Wales. From Calcutta, 1 armor goes to Maharashtra. 1 FEC airborne rails to Siam. The 2 Gurkhas in Burma go to Siam. And 1 Gurkha will come out of Siam and go into British Malaya. So the net result will be 5 Gurkha in Malaya and 5 Gurkha in Siam. This infantry in Rhodesia will rail to Transjordan. One infantry in Morocco will go to northern Algeria. That will, right, it should be 5, 3, 4. That lets me just swap. So I've got 5 in Gibraltar, 3 in northern Algeria. That's my chips. I actually ran out of British infantry to place. So that's what that is, folks. Over here, these two transports. Hopefully you can see. We're going to go from Gibraltar. This is a strategic naval move. So 1, 2, 3, 4 here up to Northern Ireland, and they'll go and port in Northern Ireland. This transport here in St. Pierre goes 1, 2, 3. He's going to pick up the 2 infantry in southern England, and he's going to put them in Northern Ireland. And he'll go into port there in Northern Ireland. So Northern Ireland's got 2 infantry and 4 transports in it. To keep hopefully anybody from doing rude things. Meanwhile, let's swing around here. Don't know the Razor J is going to come after England, but you never know. This AAA is going to come here to Northern England. These 3 militia are all going to go into London, which I think gives me 6. Yeah, 6 militia London. Heck, I might put AAA there too. Yeah, I don't think he can deal with this AAA though. He has the 3 airborne and 3 jets and a fighter. Yeah, don't lose London. We'll put the 3rd AAA there. So I've got a fighter. America's got a fighter. 6 militia, 3 AAA, and I actually think I'm going to place an infantry there. I haven't gotten to place units yet. We'll see. That should be all of our British units. Don't think I missed anything. Hopefully not here. So let's get to placements. All right. These 2, well, let's place London and stuff last. So this guy here goes in Egypt. Airborne goes in Egypt. That's a British unit. That's an African unit. This heavy cruiser gets built at our shipyard here. So it goes in I-4 with my destroyer there, just in case that Japanese sub decides to get a little frisky. The air transport is going to go in Siam, along with my little Air Force there. This infantry is lend-leased all the way around through South Africa, through the canal, ends up here in Istanbul. This medium armor here gets placed in Rhodesia. And these guys all go up here in London. All right. So these 2 militia here in Northern England, actually we're going to change this up just a touch to become infantry. I am going to move this militia and this mountain down. If Chris wants to take Scotland, he can have it. And the medium armor all gets put there. And then the 1 infantry goes in London. So, recap for England here. 6 militia London, 1 infantry London, 3 AAA London, then a British fighter, American fighter. then 2 American infantry in southern England, and then northern England is a militia, 2 infantry, a mountain, and an armor. Northern England's got 2 infantry and 4 transports. I might split these transports so that either way you can't get all of them. We'll put 1 transport in, what is this? Northern England. And the 2 transports will be in Northern Ireland. Do I fly my fighter there? That's what we do. We'll fly the fighter to Northern England. Just want to make sure Chris doesn't airborne me and kill my stuff, as he's wont to do. So, another recap again here. Right, guys? In London, 3 AAA, 6 militia, 1 infantry, 1 American fighter. Southern England, 2 American infantry. Northern England, 2 infantry, a militia, a mountain, and armor. Anzac transport and port. In Northern England, 2 infantry, 1 fighter, 2 transports and port, a British, 1 American transport. Guessing he's not going to be there though by the time things come around. All right. These guys aren't here. Gibraltar's 5 infantry, 1 militia. Morocco's 1 militia. Algeria is a militia and 3 infantry. Tunisia's 2 infantry, 1 militia. Tripoli's 1 infantry. Cyrenaica's 1 infantry. Western Egypt's 1 infantry. Lower Egypt, militia, 4 infantry. British airborne transport, 2 fighters. I gotta do the French turn because that's gonna change. So the French turn's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and start that darn thing. These 3 fighters come up to Egypt. France has no purchases. This 4 Legion goes from Transjordan to Iraq. And down here, this transport picks up 1 of these mechanized and goes 1, 2 into port here in Egypt and takes that mechanized to port. Meanwhile, 1 infantry from Upper Egypt just walks into Lower Egypt, and the infantry in Eritrea takes French Somaliland and liberates it for the French. Meanwhile, these 2 mechanized here in Tanganyika go to Nubia, and the transport, or the self-propelled and the mech there, go to Sudan. French destroyer chases that carrier it's been chasing this entire game. French bomber stays where it is, and we're done. Okay, so back to recap. France should have 4 at the end of the turn. Egypt, 3 French fighters, 2 British fighters, a French bomber, British transport, French infantry, 4 British infantry, 1 French mechanized, 1 British airborne, and a seaplane that I'm probably going to move. Because there's still one Japanese sub that I don't want to deal with. Seaplane moves from Egypt to Aden. All right. Nubia is 2 French mechs. Sudan is a French mech and a French self-propelled gun. What else do we got here? Aden is British infantry, British militia, a British seaplane, an American bomber. Italian Somaliland is 2 British infantry with a transport, a heavy cruiser, and a destroyer. Middle East. 1 British infantry in Syria. In Iraq, I've got a Gurkha and an airborne. I gotta place the FEC guys too. Gosh darn it. Southern Iraq is a American infantry, an American artillery, a American transport in port in Kuwait, and then 2 British infantry, 1 British armor, French Foreign Legion. The FEC placement is a airborne in Calcutta and 2 Gurkha in Punjab. So Punjab is 2 Gurkha. Maharashtra is a British bomber, 2 British fighters, British armor. Calcutta itself is 2 FEC infantry, an FEC airborne, a militia. In Tonkin, 1 FEC infantry. Cochin China, 1 British infantry. In Siam, a militia, a British airborne, FEC airborne, British air transport. Anzac infantry, a FEC AAA, a British AAA, 5 Gurkhas, and the militia, if I didn't name it, 3 British fighters. British Malaya, 5 Gurkha, 1 AAA. Sumatra, 1 British infantry. My fleet is a light carrier with an Anzac fighter. This is in I-13, hanging out by that submarine, which I'm hopefully going to scare away here. It is a French destroyer, a transport, and a British heavy cruiser. Over in Western Australia, I've got a militia, a motorized, an artillery, and the Anzac bomber. And I think that is all of our units. We do deliver a militia upgrade to the KMT that can go anywhere where KMT has a militia, basically, during their production phase. They just get to turn any 1 militia into an infantry. And that should be it. Money. I think it's 8. I think I won all my fights, which was nice. The dice don't hate me all the time. So, Italians was 4. Italian Somaliland, Cyrenaica, Tripoli, and Northern Iraq. The Germans were 1 for Syria. The Japanese were 3, 1 for Cochin China, 2 for Sumatra. Total should be 8. That gets us to 39. Plus the 1 we saved is 40. Plus our 7 bonus is 47. FEC had 6. They collect 15. They go to 21. They get to have some fun next turn with that much money. And improve factories finally. And FEC had 7, collects 7. We don't get our bonus. And we go to 14. Which will let them have some fun next turn. And that's all we got. If anybody has any questions, throw them out there. pretty busy. I don't know that I'm going to get a recap turnout today or tomorrow. Just a lot's going on. So that's it, guys. Everybody have a great day and take care.